I'm sure you guys know Blake Lively recently went to the Met Gala following her settling with Justin Baldoni, and we are getting more information as to what actually happened between them. Her team is coming out and saying things, his team is coming out and saying things, and we're going to get into all the information that we have. Blake Lively attended the Met Gala on Monday, the same day that it was said that she and Justin Baldoni reached a settlement. Immediately upon word getting out that they reached a settlement just 2 weeks before trial, both of their legal teams released this statement to the public. People wrote, "The end product, the movie It Ends With Us, is a source of pride to all of us who work to bring it to life." Read the statement. Raising awareness and making a meaningful impact in the lives of DV survivors and all survivors is a goal that we stand behind. We acknowledge the process presented challenges and recognize concerns raised by Ms. Lively deserve to be heard. We remain firmly committed to workplaces free of improprieties and unproductive environments, continued the joint statement. It is our sincere hope that this brings closure and allows all involved to move forward constructively and in peace, including a respectful environment online. And now her side seems to be calling the whole situation a major win, despite the fact that the terms of the agreement were not immediately disclosed. It was said this week that this settlement is a resounding victory for Blake Lively. Lively's attorneys said in a statement on Thursday, May 7th, as a notice of settlement and stipulation was filed at United States District Court for the Southern District of New York. But according to People, Justin Baldoni's team claimed that it was a victory for them. People wrote, meanwhile, Brian Ferredman, who represents Wayfarer and Baldoni, called the statement a total victory for his clients. Let's be clear, this is a win and total victory for the Wayfarer parties, said Ferredman in a subsequent statement May 7th. The court had already dismissed 10 of Ms. Lively's 13 claims, including every single harassment claim, every defamation claim, and all claims against the individual defendants. Ms. Lively voluntarily dismissed the rest. In our view, they settled because they knew they were going to lose in court. All that remains is a pending request for fees based on a very narrow issue that has been with the court since September 2025. Days later, Justin's lawyer, Brian Freeman, was seen saying even more about Blake Lively to the press. TMZ wrote, Brian Freeman tells TMZ the real reason Blake settled was because she was terrified of taking the witness stand and facing cross-examination at trial. Freeman says part of the reason Blake settled is because she was scared to take the witness stand at trial. She did not want to face cross-examination by anyone because that would require her to tell the truth, he continued. Blake lied about telling Sony to destroy the dealies. She lied that she never told Colleen Hoover to unfollow Justin Baldoni. In her deposition, Colleen said Blake asked her to unfollow him and there were more lies. Freeman then took aim at the outcome of the case itself, adding, bottom line, Blake filed a claim for $300 million and she ended up with nothing. If this is a resounding victory, what does a defeat look like? And he closed with one final shot at Blake's public stance throughout the case, saying, if she was doing this for survivors of SA and SH and retaliation as she says, then why don't you take the stand at trial and prove it to the world? A trial would have exposed her lies and the entire smear she was talking about in her interviews that she did. They also wrote that Blake's team responded to this and said in response to Freeman's comments, Blake's legal team told TMZ, I guess he's no longer ecstatic about the settlement. Now, there has been a lot of talk about money though, especially when this first all came out. People were like, okay, they settled. What does that mean? Who paid who? Did anybody get money? But according to Page 6, Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni each earned no money in their lawsuit settlement. Page 6 can confirm Lively brought in a new law firm, Sussman Godfrey, to defend her shortly before the It Ends With Us co-stars settled their lengthy legal war on Monday. According to TMZ, both Lively and Baldoni's legal teams made $60 million combined to sue and countersue one another, sources told Page 6 Hollywood. And I just knew that the legal fees were getting crazy between them because they had massive teams behind them as they were going up against each other. And it has dragged on and on. It's not just been a couple months. We're talking over a year that this has been going on. And this is not cheap counsel. So $60 million, that is an insane number, but I can't say I'm surprised. And honestly, I'm surprised that they didn't settle sooner. I think a lot of people thought that because of these legal fees and everything, that was maybe going to be the case, that they were going to need to settle because the legal fees were getting up there, but it's somehow taken 2 weeks until trial for them to actually reach a settlement. Now, people did actually get to review the settlement agreement, and so they gave a little bit more information as to what Justin Baldoni's lawyer was talking about when he was saying that the only thing that remains is a pending request for fees based on a very narrow issue that has been with the court since September 2025. People wrote, the settlement agreement reviewed by People declares that Lively can still pursue legal fees and damages against Baldoni and the Wayfarer parties whose $400 million defamation counters suit against Lively was dismissed by Judge Louis J. Lemon in June. The settlement agreement notes that Lively is able to seek those fees and damages under California Civil Code Section 47.1, a statute which protects those who report SH or discrimination from retaliatory defamation suits. Baldoni and the Wayfarer parties irrevocably waived any appeal in the settlement agreement. Under the statute, Lively must establish that she prevailed against a defamation claim, that the lawsuit stemmed from communications regarding harassment or retaliation, and that those communications were made without malice. Now, despite all of this, she still went to the Met Gala and was all smiles, and people have been pointing out how she made a comment while getting interviewed about how she is shy.
So each of my 4 kids did this.
That is so special.
That's special, so I have them with me because I'm shy too. So I just like to
got the kids
have
right
my
here.
kids with me. They're like, I probably could have fit them under my dress, to be honest. I should have snuck them under there, and then I would have.
That's really special.
Not special. It's
Yeah.
just like my little comfort. So.
People are very stuck on her saying this. People said, I'm shy. Pick me, choose me, love me. Elma shy. Since when? This morning. The soft tone is so forced. She just hard launched a new personality and a new voice. People also noted that La also seemed to have a different energy when it came to interviewing Blake. She was very enthusiastic when it came to everybody else that she was interviewing, but when she was interviewing Blake, she wasn't really asking any questions.
This top post on Reddit says the way Lala greets everyone versus Blake Lively speaks volumes.
Wow, this is cool. Thank you. This looks so good. Please break this down to me. Everyone's like, they don't want to step on your film. Kendall Jenner is here, Zach Wilson is here, and this dress is absolutely incredible, and I want to know how this happened and what's going on for it. Thank you.
What are you wearing?
I am wearing Jackson Widow.
Gorgeous.
Thank you.
Beautiful hair.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, it's stunning. This is archival Versace, but they Met-ified it by adding a big, beautiful train. So it's a piece from 2006.
Said that the real shade of the producers cutting away to other camera angles during Blake's interview. They didn't do that for anyone else. People are also like laughing about the that is so special comment. I will say I did notice a difference in terms of like enthusiasm. Lala was going to other celebrities and asking them questions, and she's kind of like controlling the interview, whereas Blake comes in and she immediately is like, this is archival Versace. Lala didn't ask, and she's the one also like kind of like filling in the silence. I will say I did see a lot of side eyes, and Justin Anderson, who has been a hairstylist in the industry for so long, also called her out because in that interview she's like, oh, I'm shy. Another hairstylist is like, she's insufferable, and Justin's like, all of us behind the scenes have known for far too long.
People did defend her though, saying, I thought she was very sweet in this interview, not a fan, but thought the interview was fine. Blake Lively's bots working overtime. There was also this rumor that she wasn't invited to the Met Gala and instead paid for her own seat to the Met Gala to make a statement because her and Justin settled. But it seems someone close to her was trying to shut this rumor down and told E that that was not the case, as they wrote a source with knowledge told E! News Blake was an invited guest of Vogue and Anna Wintour, who co-chaired the exclusive event alongside Beyonce, Nicole Kidman, and Venus Williams. Nonetheless, Blake's appearance at the star-studded bash was a surprise to some. After all, the 38-year-old announced that she had reached a settlement deal in her year-long battle against It Ends With Us co-star Justin Baldoni just hours before hitting the red carpet. So she wanted people to know that she was invited. She did not pay her way and things like that. And for those that aren't familiar, she does have a relationship with Anna Wintour. Her and Ryan did co-chair the Met Gala previously, so she does have a close relationship with the gala in general. She just hadn't gone in quite some time, but this was certainly a very interesting way for her to make her big return. But as of right now, that is what we have been hearing about the settlement between her and Justin, everything that's come out from both of their legal parties. Obviously, a lot of things being said, both kind of taking this as a victory. Maybe at least to the press, they're saying that to save some face. I'm not sure. I feel like if you're $60 million in legal fees, you kind of both took the L. But that's what's being said. I want to know what you guys think about all of this. Let me know your thoughts. I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye, guys.